Welcome in everybody to another Heroes Land video. This time we got Dumuzi, the Cactus Monarch. We're going to show you guys a few ways to handle him, the right builds to use, and the best strategies to deal with Dumuzi. And actually, the best strategy is to maybe kind of ignore all strategy, and you'll see what I mean here. Now, you're going to want to go with poison because he is weak to poison. He's also weak to I call this non-attribute, but it's physical. But mostly it's going to be the poison build. You're going to absolutely need the Noxious Robe. That's going to be like your biggest important part of this build here. Then the boots doesn't really matter as much, but I'm doing these for the plus attack speed. You could do a bunch of different types. This is the biggest thing here right there. I'm also using the Calamity Necklace and Calamity Ring, which is poison damage eccentric. Those are not as important, but it just helps us with that poison damage, keeping the amount of damage that we do high. We also have the Ghost Shadow that has the extra hit, the Mold Atomizer that we're just using for the ability over and over again, which does good damage, and then the Lunar Occlusion, which gives us the stamina to just be able to attack without ever having to worry about losing that attack. Now, the way that Dumuzi works is that after you start hitting him for a while, he will start attacking you in a big area, and it's really strong, and the only way he'll do that until he dies, or until you do a little mechanic thing, which is these little flowers right here. You can go to them and you click on them and they'll like close the flowers, but the problem is while you're doing that, you're getting attacked by him potentially the whole time, or her, I don't know. You're being attacked the whole time, so it can be dangerous. And we'll show one video after this of doing it legit, because it is possible. There's ways you can do it. You can use different abilities to avoid the damage and stuff, but there actually is a much easier way, and it's just if you focus all of your attention to damage. We'll go to the team here. We have Final Storm just for that 5% damage reset, basically. Or reduction. We have extra poison damage from the crocodile, and then we have the cookie, which gives us extra attack and lifesteal at certain points. So our goal is to just out damage his damage and just beat him before he can beat us. So you'll see what I mean here in a second. You always want to drop the atomizer when you have the chance, and drop the Witch's Cauldron. The reason that we're doing the witch and everything like that is because the witch just does a lot of extra poison damage, and she does like 10 or 20% extra poison damage for every poison ability that you have equipped. So you can see that we're just out damaging him, and we're out healing him too. So there's not a whole lot of threat of dying here at all. Now when he gets towards the end, does a little bit more damage proportionally, but not a threat at all with our setup, as you can tell here. And we're only level 112, so this is only going to get easier as we go. So you can see that our setup right now is basically perfect. It would be, you saw there, I didn't have to move, I didn't have to work very hard. It's very easy to beat Dumuzi once you have the setup. Now I will say it's a little bit harder to get the setup because these ones are a little harder, this one's a little harder. Noxious Robe isn't hard to get. So let's do a setup where we have Noxious Robe as our only real selection. So we're gonna put on the Nurgle's Rage Boot, which is gonna give us an extra 1% of an extra attack for lost HP. That's gonna pay. So we're gonna lose 20% attack speed, but we're gonna gain attack as we lower. So as we lower health, we're gonna heal more. So it should kind of balance itself out, right? Then instead of the Calamity stuff, which is a little bit harder to get, we're gonna go with the Larva Ring, which is extra damage, and you get a little bit of shield, so you can have a little extra health than you actually have, which can be helpful. And then I'm thinking we could do the Predator's Tusk, which is you land crits and you can lower your weapon skill, which could be useful to get the ability out. You could maybe do the Abyssal Heart Pendant, which is also kind of hard to get, but it's 120. You get more stamina, but you don't get extra health, which is good for the calamities. So we'll see if this works out. It's possible that you don't have enough damage when you're doing this kind of stuff. So it's important to note that you might just have to bail out. And I'm going to show you a couple tricks too. If you can't do this in perfectly the right way, we're going to show you a couple tricks. Let me get my health up. When you blow these things up, they actually heal you. So we can get our health up, and there's our health. Okay, so He's gonna respawn. So now we're gonna see if we have enough damage. And if we need to bail out, we can. I'm gonna show you a little trick for that too. So we're just gonna, like normal, we're gonna keep damage up. Keep it going. We're gonna try to just avoid those things. I think we'll eventually hit him with the one guy. So you can see that it does look like I'm getting my ability a little bit faster. Because we're getting those crits and lowering it. See, we have that extra shield from the larva ring that seems to be keeping us alive. We got to get that cauldron out there. That definitely helps a lot. Looks like we're doing a good job getting extra damage out there. Doesn't look like we're in any threat for damage, so this looked like it worked really well as well. So that build, a little bit more traditional and a little bit easier to get. We use the skill, then we jump back into this. So we're ready to go. We jump on him, we use this right away. And now we just use normal attacks. We don't want to use special attacks because we want to just keep our stamina right now. So we're sitting here, we're just waiting. He's gonna get in position to use his thing here. And we need to, okay, so it's at about 17, right, when he does it. So we're gonna run out here pretty soon. We're doing good damage though. So in 2 seconds, so we don't have anything. We put this out and now we back out until we're stopped taking damage. And now we're gonna heal our stamina back, but he's still taking damage because the thing's hitting him. So we don't have to worry about losing that. All right, we come in with this. Now we're ready to go. And we should be able to finish it out without having to worry about the damage. So you don't need the extra stamina, but it's definitely helpful and it prevents you from having to go in and out. But you can just go in and out and it works just fine. So you can see here that the witch is probably the best just because you can do that. But we're gonna show you one last time here the little trick on how you can reset his ability and have him have less HP as a result. So we jump in. Go ahead and drop that. I do actually technically get bonus from that, don't I? You see eventually we'll take him out. Alright, we're in good shape here. So now you see how we're losing? Losing stamina, so we drop that. Leaving this. We're gonna have a few seconds here. So remember he has like, what was it? 20 some health? So we're gonna leave, so he's at 8 now. We're gonna actually leave completely here. And we're gonna start getting our stamina. And when our stamina comes back, we're fully gone now. And we come back, well actually it didn't reset. Let's see if we can get him to reset. I want him to reset so that he brings his health back. There we go, 14. See, now he's at 14. So he stopped the ability. He stopped the ability, but now he's at 14. You see that? So you don't have to deal with the full 20 anymore. So your attack without the extra stamina should be enough to actually deal with them, and you don't have to worry about, you know, an extra 10 bars of health. So kind of an interesting setup. And we're gonna run out of stamina here, but since he hasn't started attacking us yet, we can pull our stamina. And you see he doesn't use the ability. It almost feels like it takes him longer because he was in this weird state where I think maybe he should have been healing. That might be a weird glitch, but just shows you Dumuzi, not hard to deal with. There is a higher version of this, kind of like a group version of it, like there are in other bosses. That one you're gonna want to bring in a couple people, and you're gonna want to actually get rid of that ability. But with a couple people helping you out, shouldn't be hard to get to that. I mean, one person can just attack them the whole time, and the other person can go through and get the stuff. So it can work pretty well. Or you just, you know, do the ones close to you, whatever. But yeah, Dumuzi, quite easy. Quite a few builds that can potentially take them out. I appreciate you guys stopping by and supporting the channel by checking out my Heroes Lands video. Make sure you check out all the other stuff that I do on the channel. I appreciate you so much. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't. It would mean a lot. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.